Now this video is a bit of a reaction to the recent match between Everton and Man U, where it finished 2-2. But easily, right? It could have easily finished 3-2 to Everton. Last minute penalty, VAR interference, kind of called it off and all that kind of stuff. But I found it funny how it was initially given as well. I thought like, oh my god, here we go. Everton have snatched it, you know what I mean? But nope. VAR gets involved, whether it was a little bit of something on the side from the Man United board, who knows? I'm kidding, by the way, that's a joke, alright, before any crazy accusations. But yeah, crazy game. And I will say as well, giving credit to Man United, to be honest, I know this video is going to be a little bit of a bash on Manchester United. We'll get into it as we go, but just talk about the Everton versus Man United game quickly. Yeah, a bit of credit to Man U. They came back from 2-0 down against Everton at Goodison Park as well, which recently, as we've all seen, Everton's form has been incredible. David Moyes has really turned a page over there. They're starting to really get into it now and start to get some good results and grind out some real good performances. And yeah, I don't know what's going on, but they're cooking. And for Man U to get a draw away from home as well against Everton, who are flying, there's something in that, you know, a bit of respect, you know, well played. And luckily for the Man United fans, it took them from 15th to 15th, so that's nice. But then in saying that, I am a Chelsea fan, and I'm pretty sure if Chelsea were 2-0 down to Everton at Goodison Park, in this situation, currently, the way we're playing, we wouldn't come back. So yeah, GG Man U. Now, as we get into this video, I want to make it clear, I'm not here to like bash Man United fans. I'm not here to talk or anything like that. But it's not really going to be a great video for Manchester United. My opinions of Man U right now, as I'm sure for most Man United fans as well, they'll agree, it's not looking good, bro. And I will give out some respect to Man United fans as well because, you know, they're not very delusional. They're kind of very understanding and very aware of their situation and where they are on the table, obviously 15th. And there can be no delusion when you're 15th. Like, clearly you're there for a reason. And looking through their fixtures and what's coming up next and all that, I don't really see him getting many wins at all for the rest of the season. And by many wins, I mean probably 2. Yeah, two wins for the rest of the season in the league. Obviously, on paper, anything can happen, but just looking at it on paper, you know, I'm kind of seeing like, you know, who's the favourite, who's going to most likely win the match. And I think they're probably going to get a win against Leicester because most teams get a win against Leicester. They're basically a charity for 3 points, so they're kind of giving them out. So I think Man United can beat Leicester. I believe that's around March, but the next match is against Ipswich, which is a bit of a relegation 6-pointer there, you know what I mean? So, no, I'm only kidding, alright? Come on, let's not get too crazy. But Ipswich aren't a bad team, and Man United are in a bit of bad form. You catch them on the wrong day, or the right day, whatever, depends how you see it. You can easily get the beating of them, so we'll see. But other than those two games, where I think maybe Man United can scrape it against Ipswich and probably walk against Leicester, yeah, that's it. I don't see him getting any other wins in the Premier League this season. Now, I have been known to be wrong, alright? But you look at the fixture list, you see they got Arsenal, see they got Man City and Chelsea and all this kind of stuff. Maybe they'll win against Chelsea, who knows? But I don't see much coming out of those games. So when saying all this, you know what I mean? They're kind of like, they're looking down more than looking up, Man U. And looking down, obviously, is relegation. And they're 15th. They're getting a bit close with it, you know. And if they keep dropping points and keep losing games, especially the next one against Ipswich, if they lose that, holy moly, they are in a relegation fight. And I think you can clearly see the players aren't really focused on the Premier League right now. Like, when you're 15th and so far behind, like, you know, top 6, top 4, whatever. And as a Manchester United player, you're not really, like, who cares, you know, if you're this season. The only thing you're playing for is Europa League and the FA Cup. The Premier League doesn't really matter at this point. Just avoid relegation, or try to at least. And you've had a, you know, a terrible season, but you scratch it and go again, right? But speaking of Europa League, they are against Real Sociedad, who are equally having a bad season like Man U. I think they've only won 9 matches as of recording this video in the La Liga, so, you know, they're kind of dancing with the devil as well. I mean, who knows who's going to win that one? Both Man U having a bad season, Real Sociedad having a bad season. Whoever turns up in that game will win it. But I do believe Man U will turn up because, like I said, they seem to play better in the bigger matches, the ones that actually mean something when they're fighting for something. And when you're fighting for 14th in the Premier League, like, you can clearly see the motivation isn't there. They don't really care too much. Whereas when it's Europa League, European football, knockout competition, knockout football, there's a bit more fight, a bit more passion, a bit more desire to get through and hopefully get a trophy at the end of it. And it's a similar story in the FA Cup. They are home to Fulham, I believe, in the next round of the FA Cup, which, you know, Fulham are a very good team this season as well. And they could easily get the beating of them. I think Fulham, if they turn up, they will cook them. But like I said, with Man United in the cup competitions in knockout football, they probably will turn up. There are 2 very distinct teams for Manchester United. There's a cup team and the league team. The league team basically don't care. They're not playing for anything, just playing just to get the games ticked over, you know. But the cup team are turning up. The cup team are that, you know, trying to win the competition, trying to get the trophies, all that kind of stuff. And the crazy thing is, right, I said there's 2 teams. They're the same players, bro. The same players. It's crazy how much mentality is involved. Like, Man United's squad is pretty bare thin as it is. Obviously, last match they had against Spurs, you saw all the kids on the bench. You know, they haven't got many players available, lots of injuries and all this stuff. But they got 2 different teams despite having the same players. It's crazy. The mentality of it is insane. How they can go from being distinctly average in one fixture and then be very good and excited and, you know, prolific in the next fixture, basically having the same 11. I don't understand. I don't know how it can work. I guess the motivation to win a competition and motivation to get into the next round is much greater than trying to get 14th, trying to get top 10, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Whether you're 10th or whether you're 15th in the Premier League, like, what's really the difference? You know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things. So the motivation for the Premier League just isn't there. But in saying this again, will that come back to bite them? Could they actually get relegated? Like, genuinely, could Manchester United get relegated from the Premier League this season? And, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I think the next game, like I said, against Ipswich is basically a 6-pointer. Man United, they need to win that game. They cannot lose. If they lose that game, oh boy, they're in a dogfight. Yeah, they're in a relegation scrap till the end of the season. And my God, it'll be funny. But yeah, God, where did I go from there? But in my opinion, I don't believe they will get relegated. I can't believe I'm saying these words, but I feel like I have to. I don't think Manchester United will get relegated this season, only because there are 3 worse teams than them. All right, that's simply it. Simply it. Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich. I think Wolves, you know, they're starting to pull away from a relegation battle because the new manager came in and he's starting to cook. So I think Wolves will climb the table slowly. And Ipswich, depending how the next game goes against Man U, may drag themselves out of it and drag Man U in. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, Southampton are relegated. Leicester can't find a win. Ruud van Nistelrooy, I think, has made them worse since joining. They're just giving out 3 points. Like I said, they're a charity. So it's only Ipswich that I kind of feel like are the only team that could potentially avoid relegation. And you got to think as well, Ipswich have 17 points, which is 13 less than Man U. Can Ipswich gain 14 points between now and the end of the season? It's unlikely. It's unlikely. As funny as it would be, as much as I would enjoy Man United getting relegated, I don't think they will. Alright, so as always on these videos, we try and end it on a positive. And there, Man U fans, there is your positive. I think you'll avoid relegation. Yay. But yeah, that's just my thoughts, my dudes. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Yeah, where are Man U at, man? Are they getting relegated? Do you think they'll get through in the Europa League? Will they get through to the latter stages, being the holders of the FA Cup as well? Are they going to win it? Are they going to achieve silverware in such a dreadful season? I don't know. But let me know your thoughts down below. But as always, leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you are new. Thank you as always for watching. Appreciate your support as always. And I'll see you all in the next video when we talk about some football in a bit.